Hey everybody, welcome to Starfyre Gaming. I am Sir Joseph, and today we're doing something new. We are just taking a look at Baldur's Gate 3. I don't know if any of you have not seen it yet. I'm sure you have, but just in case you haven't, I figured I would do a quick little, intro to it here on the channel, so people that haven't seen it can see what it's like, and people that have can kind of get my opinions on it if that's what they want. I kind of started already. I went through character creation and the opening cinematics, so I didn't waste much time on those. However, there is really cool opening cinematics, but like I said, I just kind of skipped over those to get straight into the kind of core parts of the game. I created a Githyanki fighter who is here right now, and we're just going to kind of wander around, pick up some stuff, and do all that fun stuff, so you can get an idea of how the game rolls. Alright, so you just click on items like this Mind Flayer pod.
I'm free, never to be captured again.
E sends you to your equipment, which, I've got the long sword, I've got leather boots, and scale mail armor, and a bow. You cannot spin the camera with buttons. You kind of have to use your center mouse button. I'm sure you can go into like key mappings and set it up, but I'm not going to right now. And then we're just going to put some stuff, kind of looting stuff as we go along. And this is just kind of your standard looter game, and the ASDW buttons are used to move your mouse around. And we pick up a few more things. Having played Celasta a bunch, and you being able to use the Q and E buttons to pan the camera, I'm used to doing that. So if I open up the equipment tab a lot, then you'll understand why.
Someone else got out.
And we just kind of look at these things here.
Might be other survivors.
So then you can go look at other items, and sometimes they'll have things that happen.
This is the pool it came from. The Gake parasite that has violated your mind.
So in the pre-game cinematics, basically, a Mind Flayer put a Mind Flayer slug in your eye, and it went back behind your eye. So you can do stats. If you hover over where it says investigation, it'll show you. We're just going to roll a d20, no modifiers whatsoever. And you click on the roll, and you can see the d20 rolling up here. Target was a 10. We got a 9. We failed.
You notice nothing more than meets the eye.
So then we can reach out towards the pool.
Its casing crumbles beneath your hands, sloshing volatile brine as it collapses.
The standard, adventure, we're going to check everything out we can. This is a neat little thing. In the first part, there's these little restoration tubes. If you're playing, use them. They heal you all the way up. Makes the tutorial, this is basically the tutorial, much quicker. Then you get to this area here like this. We can't reach it. So down here is your different things you can do. We're going to jump. And you just kind of put the mouse and it'll tell you where you can jump to. Other things, you can dip your weapon in. So like if I pulled out our sword, dip the weapon in the fire, we now have a flaming sword, which is kind of cool. You can shove people, you can go into hide, you can throw items, you can dash, you can knock people unconscious, you can help people, so when they're down and bleeding out, you can make them not quite so bleeding out. We're going to try to jump over this fire.
Brain in a jar.
Found a brain in a jar. We're going to pick up some loot. Jump back over the fire. Jump out over here. And head on out the door. That's your quick keys. These are things you can use just by clicking on them. These you can switch from your main weapon to your ranged weapon. Like I said, we've got that bow. Special attacks you can do with those items. It kind of tells you what they are. Like here's the fighter's second wind. Gets Yankee's mage hand for psionics. So there's a bunch of dead imps here. Again,
Imps
early
on the
cinematics.
We are here. Here.
Like the amount of voice acting in this. Now comparing certain things to Solasta, the voice acting is really great in this, and I like the voice acting in Solasta. The animation is obviously better here than it is in Solasta. The cutscenes are just phenomenal. And this is early access, as you can tell.
Yes, you've come to save us from this place. From this place, you'll free us.
The exposed brain quivers in expectation.
Please,
Seated the perception test.
before they return.
See up here.
They return.
So you have all sorts of things you can do. You can ask who you're talking to, man or the brain. I think we're past the point of saving. Tell me what to do. You sound afraid. Why? As a Githyanki, because I'm a Githyanki, I can say intellect devourer, a living brain, a pet of the Gaok scum, which is what Githyankis call the mind flayers. Destroy it while it's vulnerable. And that's what we're going to do because we're Githyanki. And there you go. You can see there's a little bit of early access going on there. See, even like off here, you know, watching that dragon over there, fighting those imps flying around. The game is gorgeous. Gorgeous game. Nobody can say it's not a pretty game, that's for darn sure. Well, I guess somebody could. They would be lying or silly, but they could.
Abomination. This is your end.
Your head throbs and your skin tingles. Visions rush past. A dragon's wing, a silver sword, and a flash of your face seen through the Gith's eyes.
Oh, my head. What is this? Skvar, you are no thrall. Vlaakith blesses me this day. Together, we might survive. Imps block the path forward. You will assist me in destroying them. We must reach the helm before we transform.
And you can do all these other things. We're just going to go onward.
First, we exterminate the imps. Then we find the helm and take control of the ship. We will address the matter of a cure for this infection once we reach the material plane.
So, I'm not doing all the conversation stuff that we normally would do, simply because I want to see, I want to get kind of as far as we can in the, you know, about the 45-minute time frame. This is your party here. You've got access to both players. Obviously, you're going to control them. And this is a turn-based game. So here, this yellow bar is your movement. The red bar is your hit points. You can see she is selected, and the white line is how far she can move. And I can move her in any direction I choose. Up here is your initiative rolls for the different guys and your different characters you're looking at. So we're going to move her forward, switch to her bow, and we're going to shoot this imp right here. And it'll hold 1 point of damage. Now once you're done with her, we're going to end turn. Now this one's got a bow. We don't like bows. So we're going to come up here. Now we can dash, move again. That's where you're going to use these ones here in combat. We're going to use our ranged attack and try to shoot this imp with the bow. Critical hit, but I rolled a 1 for damage on the critical hit. What a waste of a critical hit. And then we're going to go ahead and end our turn. Now the monsters were surprised, so if we switch back to her sword, she's got a 95% chance to hit this guy. Now when I move over here, you can see the white line part of it is red. That means she's going to run through that fire, and we don't want that. Here she's not going to run through the fire, so we're just going to go ahead and do that. And she kills it. Got a little bit of movement left. We want to get up here to try to engage this guy that's up top. So move a little bit farther and turn. Imp does what imps do and run away. But we're going to go back to our sword. We're going to run up here and attack. And we just diced that guy in one shot. Saw it there, popped up a 10 XP thing, popped up. So we're going to end our turn. Critical miss, that means he rolled a 1. So shared initiative. Here, if characters have the same initiative, you can see this little is intertwined instead of this little, like the arrow that's shown here. If it's intertwined, that means you can move them and you can do whichever one you want. If you want him to go first, you have him go first. If you want her to go first, you have her go first. We're going to have him go first. He did 3 damage. Not quite cool enough. So then we're going to end. I guess she already had gone that turn, so we're going to move her. See if she can get a bow shot. She missed. End her turn. And a dead imp.
You proved surprisingly adequate in battle.
So we proved
Now,
surprisingly
to the
adequate. Just do a couple of loots. We're not going to loot much. All right, let's go ahead and head on to the helm, and more action instead of the normal looting that we would have been doing. Now she's going to follow us. We're going to go up here and use this little doodad. And it did use it for her as well. Now you can separate them. Now they're not together anymore, so they won't follow, but now they'll follow. So now you see she's going to follow him. So if you want to separate them and move them separately, you can in that manner. Just pull one out of the other one. Dragons look amazing in these cutscenes. Everything looks amazing in these cutscenes. This whole game is amazing looking. You know, when you ignore the glitches in the system and stuff like that. Up here. something I always recommend doing no matter what. So he's going to run through fire. That's a bad thing. So normally we would gang up on Nat 20. Normally what we do is we gang up on whoever we could to make things as kill things as quickly as we can. But in that case, he would have had to run through this fire to go after this one, and the other one was hurt anyways. Figured there was a good chance of actually getting the kill. But, you know, hey, oh, look, a cup, we got a mug. Game's pretty good in kind of showing you where to go and stuff for your missions. But it is very open worldy. We may not even have done the missions here that were in order we're supposed to have done. Okay, yeah, no, we're still doing okay. Usually you can see on the mini-map like a big dot or something that shows you where you're supposed to be going. And of course, we're going to push things. She said don't push things, but we did, and these two guys died. Probably should have listened to her. But we're adventurers, and we just push things to try to push things. Somebody trying to talk to us.
You! Get me out of this damn thing! Don't waste time on Istik. We must go.
So again, early access, sometimes terrain blocks off what you're doing. I'm hoping that'll get fixed.
Wait! That can't be. There has to be another way. Please! It cannot be helped. Come.
So we're gonna go exploring.
How many hosts of these gay infected?
Got a thing we can look at.
A dazed woman is trapped inside the pod. She doesn't notice you.
Oh, buttons. You know we like pushing buttons.
Changed at the pull of a lever. How? If we are not purified, this may be our fate.
Starfyre, this cannot, must not be our fate.
Every time I see a button, the first thing I think of is, ooh, what does this button do? Some money and a key. Figure out what that key is for. Now, as far as this game and Solasta, this game is far prettier than Solasta. No hands down. I prefer Solasta over this game as far as its D&D roots. As a D&D game, Solasta is a better D&D game. this is a great game. It's just not as good of a D&D game. It's a little looser with the D&D rules than Celasta is. Not that it's a bad thing. I like both games. Now, one thing this game does have over Celasta is its multiplayer. This game is
We're nearing the helm. Once inside, do as I say.
This game is multiplayer up to 4 people, so that makes it really nice. And if we were hurt, oh, we are hurt just a tad. Let's go over and heal up. So if we pull out, you can see there's the helm. And once we get off the ship, I'll go over some of these other buttons here, at least the important ones. That guy's in trouble. How beat up was that guy that a couple imps killed him?
Thrall, connect the nerves of the transponder. We must escape now.
Do it. We will deal with the Geich after we escape.
We need to get out of here, now.
Mind Flayer and this dude fighting. Almost killed it. Mind Flayer looks like he's in trouble. Ow! Alright. So, make sure you're targeting the proper person or you will do friendly fire. I would like to say I did that on purpose to show you that, but I did not. So we're gonna drink a potion there. Now here, drinking a potion, using or eating food, because eating food will heal you in this game, is just your bonus action. You can see right here, the triangle is your bonus action, the circle is your action. So that way you can tell what you've got left as far as your actions go. Now there's things we could be looting along the way, but like I said, I'm just trying to get through some of this part so you can see a little what's going on, and I can kind of show you stuff. Ooh, 1 point of damage again.
Go!
It's clear. Hurry, before they strike.
More imps. So you see, we've used our action. We've still got the bonus action left. Now Mind Flayer's beat up. Wow, you are not a good shot with that bow, evidently. That Mind Flayer's almost dead. Down to 33 hit points. Devil Dude's down to 72. See, now I'm making sure I'm on the imp.
Realistic before more dragons come.
My Flare's down to 23 hit points. I've never sat here long enough to see what would happen if you waited for one of those guys to die. I've always just finished the mission.
The Helm's alien transponder. You've made it in time.
The dragons look amazing. Everything looks amazing. I keep saying that because it's true. It's a beautiful game. Lariat Studios did a great job with this game. Now they're the guys that did Divinity 2, so it's very similar as far as the core mechanics and how D&D 5th edition is implemented into the core mechanics. As far as the moving, the dipping, the weapons and the stuff, and all that stuff, a lot of that is very similar. And then, of course, during the loading times, you can see nice artwork. You can see edge panning speed can be set or disabled in the game section of the options menu. Items can be traded with the same ease as gold. Offer them up for barter if your coin pouch is getting light. Coin perches, those are actually very, very common in Baldur's Gate. That's what the nobles call them, perches. I don't know. I'm just making up stuff to try to offset my inability to read. The ship looks in rough shape. We might not make it. Tiefling. Big goblinoid dude. Our burning ship. A drow. Goblin. He's probably a hobgoblin since he's much bigger than that little goblin. No, not gonna make it. Hey buddy, how's it going? Convenient. We didn't die to our deaths on our head.
Flacketh tests me. I will not fail her.
5 XPs. Got to remove the parasite. So if we look over here, toggle character sheet or hit the N button. Character sheet pops up here. You can see we're a level 1 fighter. Down here, we need 65 more XP to advance to 2nd level. See all of our gear we've picked up. We have 1 cantrip, the Psionic Mage Hand, because we are a Gith Yankee. We've got Second Wind, which is our fighter ability to do a heal. Heals a D10 plus 1 hit points. It's a D10 plus your fighter level. First level fighter, it's a D10 plus 1. Here you can look at your equipment, or the E button, which we've already seen. I is your inventory. That's all the stuff you have, except it'll bring everybody's stuff. And E will bring everybody's equipment, not just yours, for your main character. Toggle character panels, so you can bounce between the different character panels that way. Toggle spells. We've got one, but this way you can look at the spells on all your characters. Toggle the journal. Journal we looked at briefly. Remove the parasite. We did that. We escaped the Nautilus, or the Nautiloid. I don't know why I called it the Nautilus, but remove parasites. Shows that we can. That's what we're trying to do now. Toggle on the map, or you can hit the M. See, there's kind of zoom in. You can pull out. You hold down mouse to drag it. The left mouse button, and you can see these are the different areas we can explore. Is around the white is where you can go, and the non around the white is where you can't go. And the different waypoints you can unlock as you move along. Your main menu, fast travel if you've unlocked waypoints. You can do a short rest. You can do 2 short rests, and short rests do various things. Like short rest brings back the Second Wind. As you can see, recharge once per short rest. Other things happen with those, and you also get some hit points. Unlike D&D and Solasta, it doesn't keep track of your hit dice. It just gives you some hit points when you hit the short rest. I don't know the mechanic behind it, but that's what it does. Here you can zoom in and zoom out of your mini-map, and this is the camp. You can go to your camp and end your day, and that's where you're going to do your long rests to get everything back, including your 2 short rests. So we can kind of explore. If you hold down the Alt button, you can see what you can steal. There's a mangled fisher over there.
Fresh water. There must be a settlement nearby.
And we can look at the crashed tentacle ship. Zoom out there. These tentacles look pretty cool. Just really well done, art-wise. Let's go check out this mangled fisherman. He's got a mug and a small bottle. The small bottle's worth $1 and doesn't weigh anything. The mug is worth $1 and doesn't weigh anything. So you can take it all. See, we can kind of come down here. It's on the mini map. You can scroll in and out of the mini map as well. This is about the size I like it. It lets you see the white pretty well. And as with most of these games, you just want to explore everything you can. Check out this. There's a water. So we're going to take the water. So food and stuff heals you in this game, unlike in Solasta. So when you find food, you want
Must
to
have
pick it
been
up.
fishing when these monsters came. Bad luck.
I got a lot of food here and water, so we can take all that, plus 19 gold. Some books you just click on and it just opens up automatically. And you can read that. And if there's a little tab, that means there's more pages. Like, oh, we can jump, barely jump over to here, and there's nothing there for us. But again, it is always worth exploring, you know, because one, you can encounter some monsters that you can get XP for, and XP is important. Pick up a bucket of fish. So before we go too far out that way, there's some areas to explore over in this way. Let's go do that. Got us a barrel, rope and thieves tool. Played enough games that rope is usually very important. Another dead fisher. An abducted
More
commoner.
of the Mind Flayer's pets.
Mind Flayers. Intellect Devourers, they're red this time, so you know they're bad guys. We're going to click on our little bow. And one thing that's nice is that you see this white line in the circle, that's the range of the bow. So their Intellect Devourers outside of that range, but you can see the little ghost me show up, which means I'm going to move forward a little bit to shoot. And now we're in combat. Snarl!
Better stay back. One strike could be lethal.
Now these guys are nasty, so we're gonna rope-a-dope here to use a boxing term. We're gonna shoot, run back, shoot, run back. We're gonna just make them follow us as we just trail them along as far away as we can. Growl. Oh, that's not a good sign. Roar! I like the fact that they snarl and roar and growl. Alright, so this guy's now in me, and he did a ton of damage. I got 5 hit points left, so we gotta switch to the weapon. Drink a healing potion. Go! Alright, we got a kill. Snarl! Roar! Alright, so now we're going to switch back to our weapon. So here, if we go into our inventory, we have 2 apples. We're going to eat an apple. So right click, eat. And now I got 11 hit points. So eating an apple healed 2 hit points. Eating doesn't heal a ton of hit points, but I find it better than wasting a healing pot. Roar! Roar! Oh, it's going to stay there, all right? So occasionally you will encounter something like this where, you know, the AI, it's AI, it doesn't always do things right. Now it's coming at me. So this guy, I can't see it. Path is interrupted. See, I try to rotate. This thing is in the way, so I can't shoot even though he's in range. Now he's coming out. And time to rope-a-dope. And time to rope-a-dope. Alright. Intellect Devourers are dead. Not quite enough XP to level up. How close are we? 35 XP away. And we can loot. What I want to do, I know where there's another encounter. I want to try to get enough XP to level up here. So you can see the leveling up. And there's some people over here.
More survivors? They're trying to dig somebody out of the wreckage.
Quickly! Save her! Come on, dig! Faster! Get her out of there! Don't die! Don't die! Don't die!
The survivor they're trying to save. It's the geek from the ship.
Help! Yes. It's my daughter! You did this! You want to kill her!
Alright, so. They just immediately are like, you're a bad guy. Ow! And dead. Well, I didn't show you leveling up, I showed you dead. But anyways, that's kind of a first peek of this game. You can kind of see how it works. These guys are had a lot of hit points. Wow, 22 hit points. They're a lot tougher than we were. So you see how the game works, kind of how it runs. I enjoy this game immensely. Don't get me wrong. If I had to choose between one or the other, it's Solasta. I just think it's a better D&D game. However, I am playing this with a couple friends of mine because it is a great game. I love both of these games. That's why I own them both. So if you're deciding between either Solasta or this game, watch my playthrough on Solasta. You can kind of see how Solasta runs. You can see that the art's not as good as far as the gameplay and the cutscenes. However, the things that I love about Solasta, when you're traversing from city to city, I love the little side stuff that it does, talking about, wow, this guy polishes his boots and stuff like that, which is just cool. And the maps, for when you hit the map, I love the map of Solasta amazingly. This map is just a map of, it's the same type of map of any other role-playing game you're going to be playing. It just zooms out and shows you the area surrounding in the same detail that the mini-map does, except bigger. Whereas with Solasta, the in-game map is really cool. But that's it. So let me know in the comments if you think I should slide Baldur's Gate 3 into the standard lineup for videos that I'm doing. And if there's enough people that want it, I'll go ahead and do it. And with that, thanks for watching. Go ahead, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave comments down below what you think of this. If you like one or the other more than the other, if you prefer Solasta over Baldur's Gate 3 or the other way around, let us know down in the comments. It's always fun reading your guys' comments. And with that, I've been Sir Joseph. You guys have been awesome. And as always, stay safe out there. Until next time.